bringing the people behind our food to life.
Eau De Vie is the French word meaning water of life. They're clear, pure distillates of fermented and mashed fruit. My family has had fruit orchards in the Hood River Valley for 100 years, kind of off and on. And we grow Bartlett pears, which is a lovely pear. I had spent some years in Europe building up another business of mine, and my customers in Europe would buy me a glass of pear schnapps, or pear Eau De Vie in France. And I liked the stuff, and once, sometime about 1979, 1980, somebody told me that the European Williams pear is the same as the American Bartlett, and I thought, oh, we could make pear brandy. And I started doing research. At that point, there was no one in North America making a true Eau De Vie pear. And I spent a summer in Europe driving around to distilleries, looking at equipment. You can get more information on Google now in 1 microsecond about distilling equipment than I could gather in an entire summer of driving around Europe. It was not an unpleasant summer, mind you, but still a lot of work and some expense to try to find the equipment and learn the rudiments of the processes, assuming, as I did at the time, cheerfully, that there was a market for this stuff and that I could learn how to make it. And so it was, at least I thought at the time, a rational business investment. And it has turned out to be that, but it took me 22 and a half years to be where I thought I would be in 5 years. One of the things I'm trying to do with this company is to support the farmers. Partly because we are farmers in our family, but partly because I'm a land use crazy and believe in trying to save open spaces and trying to achieve rational uses for our land in Oregon. If we cannot find productive, successful uses for what we grow, then that land is going to become subdivisions no matter how many laws we pass, because ultimately you can't ask the farm family to accept no income from their land. So we tend to think very locally. I learned how to do all this by getting the rudiments on my European trips and then just starting and making a lot of mistakes, somewhat uneven quality in the mid to late 80s when I started, and I think steadily improving quality throughout the 90s and especially the last 5 or 6 years. Even though it's our best product, it's our best seller, maybe the best Eau De Vie of pear in the world, we can still make it better. And so we're really quite compulsive about that. And every year examining different ways of making tiny improvements in it, because at this point in the evolution of the product and the company, it's pretty good. And we won't have breakthroughs in quality improvement. We'll have nuances, improvements in a sort of nuanced level of aroma and flavor and so on. And you hope you make that all of your nuances are going the right way and are not counterbalanced by bad nuances going the wrong way. And you got your bottles?
Yes.
The way the consumer can distinguish between an Eau De Vie that they would like to drink and an Eau De Vie they shouldn't waste time with is the aroma. You pour a glass, it fills the whole room with the aroma. Most people expect, when they smell the pear Eau De Vie, they think it's going to be sweet because it has this wonderful pear aroma. And then of course it isn't, because it's bone dry distillate of pear spirit, and the yeast in the pear mash ate all the sugar and converted it into alcohol, and there isn't anything left. And Americans are funny. We like to think that we have an appreciation for odd tastes and that something doesn't have to be sweet for us to enjoy it. But Americans really do love sweet things, and in drinks and almost anything else. And if you look at a lot of processed food, go read the ingredients label. The first or second ingredient in almost everything is corn sweetener. It's just amazing. So one of the things that we've done with some success is to sort of prepare people for the fact that what they're going to taste is 80 proof and bone dry. And it's not for everybody, and it never will be.
Pear, by far.
And it is amazing how many people now know what Eau De Vie is who hadn't heard of it, didn't care about it, and weren't interested in it 25 years ago. You can go into good wine and spirit stores around the country now and see whole walls full of high-quality handmade American spirits. Eau De Vie, grappa, whiskey, liqueurs, all made around this country by small artisan distillers like me.